What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Before I get this video started, I need to go ahead and give a shout out to the brother Ticket TV. He was talking about this earlier. If you're not sub to Ticket TV, please go sub to his channel and all of his platforms that he has. Now, a lot of people have been really on edge, on the fence, in their feelings, erratic, crazy, throwing all types of haymakers towards Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, who is currently playing at USC right now. And the reason why a lot of people are feeling some type of way for the simple fact that a lot of people feel that it's unfair that just because he is the son of the superstar, he's automatically being, I guess you could say, grandfathered in, so to speak, you know, into the NBA without having to be as talented as some of the other individuals that really put their hard work in and stuff. Now, I have talked about this briefly in a short, and I got quite a few responses. Not very many, but from the couple of responses or a couple of the responses that I got, you know, a lot of people feel that his brother Bryce is better, okay? And that's what we're here to talk about. Look, Bronny James, he's a good talent. I mean, he's a good enough talent to obviously make it D1, okay? He's a good enough talent to obviously play on some of the stages that he's playing on. However, to say that he is going to fill the shoes or even come with somewhere close to filling the shoes of his father, that is highly unrealistic, okay? And to say that he, you know, can be one and done and just automatically insert himself into the league right now, Bronny, in my opinion, he just doesn't pan out. Now, we don't know what he'll be, because it's gonna take it's gonna take some time just from looking at him. And like I said, his brother Bryce is already better than him. I mean, he's already got the body type for him. He's already outgrown him, and Bryce still has another year to hone his skills and stuff. He hasn't even reached college yet, and he's number 44 in the nation. So he could make a big leap over the summer if he really puts his mind to it, which I have no doubt that he probably will. Bryce will, and make that jump and then come out his senior year and be incredible, because a lot of people were kind of saying the same thing about Bryce. Oh, well, because he went from 75 to 44, and a lot of people expected him to be a lot higher, which, I mean, okay, you know, that's an argument there. That is an argument there, because, you know, so when you think of somebody that could possibly, their upside is going to be like a super, a future superstar, or possibly one day be a Hall of Famer, or possibly be somebody who's doing real good in the league, then you're thinking of somebody that's at least in the top 25, or in some cases the top 50. But there have been, listen, over time, there have been different players in the league whose sons just did not pan out. The one obvious one that already comes to mind is Michael Jordan, the son of Michael Jordan. You know right off the bat that Michael Jordan's son was not gonna be who MJ was. Okay, just knew that right off the bat. Okay. There have been other sons. Mike Dunleavy Jr., who I actually like Dunleavy Jr. I liked his game coming out of Duke. I mean, it might be a little bit of the Duke bias, but I mean, he had an okay career. It wasn't. It might have not have been like maybe not like his father, but he was still able to play for quite some time in the league. Okay, but we're talking about like how they're already projecting him and wanting him to be, like his father. And to me, a lot of people feel like it's unfair of people to put these expectations on him. Look, first and foremost, I really don't feel just from observing Bronny, and especially what had taken place with the cardiac arrest thing. I really didn't want him playing at all, just to be totally honest with you, because I think of players that have died on the court, such as Hank Gathers, Reggie Lewis. I also had a friend of mine that passed away on the court. You also think about a guy, Benny. A lot of people don't know. Well, some of y'all may know. He played on the 1966 Texas Western team. God rest his soul. His name was Mr. Willie Cadry, and he was a part of the 1966 Texas Western team, the team that was able to break the color barrier in college basketball by starting 5 African American players against Kentucky. And he had a heart issue too when he was playing. That kind of limited his time. But I'm just speaking of, I'm just naming a few. What Bronny needs to just be concerned with is just getting his health together, period. Okay? Yeah, some people are going to be like, well, he's playing now, he's all right, and da-da-da-da, he got the best doctors in the world and all this other stuff. Which it might be true, and that's great. But I also look at it from a standpoint of, okay, you just pretty much passed away on the floor and brought you back to life. Somehow I would not even be like, and if I'm LeBron, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna sit up here and say that LeBron put all this pressure on him or something like that. But then again, we don't really know, because LeBron he's had his time in the league. He's already accomplished what he needed to accomplish and everything. Now, if he is doing something like that, then I'm gonna be honest with you, it's quite selfish. It's quite selfish and it's egotistical. But I think we're not around them 24/7 to know if they sat Bronny down and really told him, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to weigh your options, blah 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 blah, that sort of thing. And you got to also think, the mother is involved too, Savannah. So what I'm saying is Bronny, for us to put all these expectations on him and stuff like that, it's really unfair to him. And to be honest with you, this guy, he's still a kid. Like a lot of people, yeah, he's an adult, but if you're over the age of 35, or if you're, even like if you're in your 30s, you're looking at him as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's a young adult, you're still looking at him as a kid. Okay, he hasn't even grown up yet. He hasn't hit his prime or anything yet. So, and to be honest with you, I don't think that there's another level. I think he's going to end up peaking quite early. Bryce, I think there's several different steps that he could go ahead. That's just what I was saying when I was talking about Anthony Edwards. Okay, when you look at a guy like Anthony Edwards, or when he was coming in, it was like, okay, well, there's a couple of steps that he could take to his game. You know what I'm saying? And there's just some players that unfortunately they just peak a little bit. They peak early. They can never, take that next step to be, okay, well, he's getting better this year. He's working on that this year. The very next year, he's getting better with his shooting. The very next year, he's averaging more. The very next year. What I see Bronny being at best is probably just a reliable 3-and-D guy, and this will be off the bench probably. You know what I'm saying? And I could be wrong. Like I said, this is just my opinion. Bryce, on the other hand, I don't see Bryce like that. I see Bryce actually taking leaps and bounds. I see Bryce getting way better this next coming year when he plays again. That's just what I see. I don't see him like dropping off. And then when he goes to college, whatever college he goes to, then I see him getting better. Depending on how long he stays. And then when he gets to the NBA, he could be something, because his size. He's starting to he hit a growth spurt. I think he's like 6'6" right now. There was a time when he was shorter than Bronny. He's already outgrowing him. Who's to say that coming in the very next year, this guy won't be 6'9"? And then once he starts growing into his frame and stuff like that. So you got to look at it. You got to take that into account too. And I don't think a lot of people take that into account. They're automatic. There's going to be some people that are fans to the core because they're fans of LeBron James. And they're going to be like, oh, how could you say that about LeBron James' son? But, okay, you have to be realistic. Bronny James, okay, when you look at his game, it doesn't scream superstar. It doesn't scream, okay, oh wow, he could be a guy that could possibly score 18 points a game or something like that even. what his game screams. What his game screams is probably role player at best. Probably work, be very determined to work real hard. You know what I'm saying? And really, honestly, we don't really know. And that's not. I'm not gonna sit here and call Bronny trash or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said on this channel, I don't disrespect players like that, especially if you play college or anything like that. But if you're talking about, okay, yeah, you're gonna be a Hall of Famer, All Star, all this other stuff, then come on, cut it out now. Cut it out, because we don't even know what this guy's gonna be. Honestly, we don't even know if he's gonna pan out. And to be real with you, sometimes I wonder if he's just doing this just to please his father. Because you got a lot of kids that don't want to let their father down. Well, you got to play. You don't know what conversation goes on at the dinner table. So, in my opinion, I don't think that right now. I think Bronny, honestly, should stay at least 2 more years in college. That's just me. But I know he wants to get to the NBA. A lot of people don't look at it like this, though. He's well off. He doesn't need to play in the NBA anymore. I mean, he doesn't need to play in the NBA at all. Matter of fact, his NIL money is doing good. So he's well off. And they're going to be set for generations upon generation. LeBron, one thing you got to give LeBron James credit on is that he set his family up to where their kids can be straight. Talking about a billionaire. And I know he makes smart investments and stuff like that, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm not trying to make this about LeBron James, though. But what I'm saying is that Bronny James, as well as Bryce, too, will both be well off. But Bronny James, I don't think that he's as talented as a basketball player as his brother Bryce. And sometimes it's usually the younger sibling that actually is better. Sometimes it's just like that. It's just like with LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has done better than all of the Ball brothers. You know what I'm saying? But and LeVar Ball did say that LaMelo did have a talent, but who was he talking about first? He was talking about Lonzo. You understand what I'm saying? So, we'll see what happens with Bronny, man. Hey, prove him wrong, though. That's what the lab is for. So y'all leave your comments. Let me know what y'all think. Straight to the point. I'll get at y'all later.